You are now the jury in the matter of Hillgrove versus Morris.
When I finished casting the show, the actors didn't even have character names yet. So for me, I felt like a viewer in a lot of respects because I didn't know who these people were meant to be. I knew how great they were and how talented, but I didn't ultimately know what they were going to be playing and what it was actually going to look like. I'm Susie Ferris. I'm the casting director of Jury Duty.
I mean, how long does this normally take? Have you done this before?
Juror number 54.
I received a phone call from Dave Bernard, who is one of our great producers on the show, and he told me that he had something for me he thought would be really great. It was an ensemble comedy, and we don't need to find names, which is always music to a casting director's ears. I said, great, send me the script, we'll talk about it. And he said, why don't we just jump on a phone call? So I jumped on a phone call to learn that there was no actual script for me to read, and we went from there.
Would you be able to be a good juror for this matter?
Sir.
I'm racist.
Sir, please have a seat.
I don't know why I said that.
I've done a few initial days of jury duty myself. I have never actually been chosen for a jury, much to my dismay, because I'm fascinated, but I have seen the courtrooms and I've seen the cross-section of people who arrive in those jury boxes. So I felt like I had a good understanding of what kind of person we needed to cast to create something that resembled a very credible Los Angeles jury. We were looking for anybody who had a comedy background or an improv background, who seemed like a real person and could come up with interesting dialogue and who was quick on their feet. And then we ended up having one major callback session one day, which was in the form of a focus group. We called back about 30 actors who were at the top of our list. And then the focus group company actually called in the same number of regular people. So we had 6 different focus groups throughout the day for an hour each. And in each group, the actors were not told who the other actors were. And the regular people had no idea that there were actually actors amongst them. They thought that they were at a regular focus group. And that's really where we saw people kind of cement their roles on our cast, and some of the other people who we had high hopes for didn't quite live up to what we needed. My casting process took about 12 weeks. We saw over 1,000 tapes for all of the jurors. And then when we got to more specific roles like the judge and the lawyers, we saw another 500 or so. We had asked for actors who specifically had legal backgrounds so that they could speak the legal jargon and come up with the actual dialogue that we needed.
You look into a fish's eye, into the eye of a stingray, you can see there's like an innocence there. Like, they do not know what is going on at all.
When we found Edie Modica, who plays Jeannie, her callback tape was pretty outrageous. She was 1,000% committed to the choice that she made. And I would say in a lot of instances, that particular choice may not have worked, but because she played it so real, you could just see that that was like who she was.
I'm working at a bar, the One-Eyed Jacks. A lot of motorcycle guys, but they respect me.
Susan Berger is an amazing character actress who's auditioned for me many times over the years. There was a moment when the writers thought that they were going to have a character who was going to be some sort of rock and roll woman. That was the audition that she ended up sending in. Ultimately, as you see in the show, they didn't end up doing that with her character, but when they saw her, everyone kind of knew that she belonged on the jury.
I don't know anything about murder. I don't know. I mean, we did live across the street from OJ growing up in Bel Air. Nice guy.
Whitney Rice is just so fantastic.
Is this Tap?
She initially sent in an audition tape for a juror, And she played at the callback a very entitled woman who really just didn't have much time to be there, and she was worried about getting to the airport an hour later and had everybody else in the room worried about how she was going to make her flight. There wasn't actually room on the jury for her, but we knew that we wanted her, and it was perfect that she was our plaintiff.
Again, I'm not an actor, so I don't know what it takes.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
It's a hybrid show that people haven't seen before, and it's legitimately funny. There are just outlandish situations and characters, but they're still credible. And I think it's very refreshing for people to see something that they've never seen before.